Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Ned over at My Philippine Dreams running solo today, and I also have the guitar safely sheathed, so no need to worry about any of that. I hope this level is okay. It looks a little high. All right, so today is Monday. It's the first day of the rest of our lives here in the Philippines, and we had a doctor appointment scheduled for this afternoon. And the doctor was going to be there between 3 and 5 p.m. So we decided we'd go then because she has to get her, OBGYN, OB-GYN, as they say in the Philippines. She's got to get that checkup done. So we got a message from the secretary, and she says, "Are you coming to the appointment?" And we replied, "Yes, we are coming to the appointment, getting ready now. We're coming down." We only live about literally 5 minutes from the hospital. And so we get all our stuff together, get our helmets on, get all our protective gear, our shoes, all that stuff. Because you have to have everything now, our masks. Get down to the hospital. I drop her off at the entrance. I go park, go up, go through the whole formality, getting tested, going through all that stuff. Get there. The elevators. The elevators at my hospital that I own stock in are very slow. So we had to wait. Again, these are all first world problems. First world problems, people. If you gain nothing from this live stream, the only thing you need to know is first world problems. These are all first world problems. So the elevator was slow. Anyways, we finally get up there, and the secretary's leaving as we're coming in, and she goes, blah, 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 blah. And I knew that something was up. So sure enough, the doctor had left. Even though we had gotten there 15 minutes after our reply, "Yes, we're coming now, we're getting ready and coming now," the doctor had left. So when it comes to managing expectations in the Philippines, this is something that we constantly have to do. I've been here almost 7 years, and even though I should be used to it, I should be inured to it, I should have developed some resistance, some innate resistance to these expectations of, going to an appointment, meeting people at certain places at certain times. Sometimes when it happens, I still get kind of bent out of shape, and I got a little bent out of shape, and I'm like, all right, let's just go. Now the problem is when it comes to doctors, and she's a good doctor. But when it comes to things like that, you don't really have much of a selection. So even though, I don't know, some people might consider that unprofessional, some people might consider that borderline disrespectful. I'm not casting any judgments on the situation at all. You don't really have much of a choice because you have very limited options when it comes to medical care in some parts of the Philippines. So that was kind of disappointment. So I guess we're going to try again next week, I guess. Let me see if this is actually functioning. Okay, evening, everybody, or morning. Yes, it is 4:59 p.m. here. So managing expectations is one thing that you always have to do and be aware of. That's why whenever I'm going out to do something, unless like today I didn't have any, but you always have to have backups. Like if I can't do X, I can always do Y. And if I can't do Y, I can always do Z. You always have to have contingency plans in case your mission goes awry, as this situation did. The good news is that Chichai is now making chicken tinola, to soothe my savage soul. So that'll be good. We'll be having that for dinner tonight. Also, I also wanted to talk about the dreaded malady. There's good news and there's bad news when it comes to Dumaguete and the history of the dreaded malady. And I have to say dreaded malady because of YouTube and monetization and all that stuff. The good news with Dumaguete is up until about last week, we only had one case here in Dumaguete. That's good news. That was good news. The bad news is the mortality rate in Dumaguete is 100% when it comes to this dreaded malady. And in case you saw the live stream we did last night or the night before, I don't know, it's all a blur. A fishing boat from Palawan with one or more Dumagueteños, people that live in Dumaguete City, decided to come to Dumaguete to repatriate its Dumaguete citizens. Unfortunately, they were sick, tuberculosis, and the dreaded malady. And now, in the space of 1 week in Dumaguete City, it looks like we now have 9 cases of the dreaded malady here in Dumaguete City. Now, and again, it's hard to find one centralized site to get the most up-to-date, accurate information. But from what I've been able to gather from multiple sources, yes, Facebook, because basically that's how Philippines run. It used to be Yahoo. Now it's Facebook. It seems that they're all in quarantine at Provincial Hospital. That's what I'm hearing. I talked to some of the medical staff at Dumaguete Ace Hospital. I asked them how many ventilators they had and how many we had in Dumaguete. They said about 10. And they said that they're all in quarantine at Provincial Hospital, and there's 9 cases, and they're trying to keep it contained. One of the great things about being on an island is you're on an island. You have porous fluid borders. You have great expanses of water keeping you away from other islands. And the ability of the Philippines, one of the advantages that it has is that it's an archipelago. It's an archipelago or archipelago, and it's made of all these islands. So if they want to shut down the borders and keep the borders sealed, to slow the spread of the dreaded malady, they can, and they have been. And I don't know how this happened. And again, I'm not here to pass judgment, but it's kind of frustrating, especially when I have a wife who is 6 months pregnant. That stuff like this is happening, that a boat is coming in from Palawan and they're all sick. And it wasn't just the dreaded malady. It was also tuberculosis and stuff, which is common, unfortunately. So it's a bad situation. So I just wanted to share that. I guess basically what I wanted to do is, since I can't hang around at Bogart's anymore and drink Pilsens and complain and whine to my foreigner friends or amigos or compadres or associates, I guess that's what I'm doing. I guess I'm venting because it's just a little frustrating, seeing this stuff happen on top of the expectations management and all that stuff. Again, first world problems. I might be sounding like a whiny little bitch, but this is really bothering me. If I was single and I wasn't married and I didn't have a pregnant wife, I probably wouldn't be worried about this as much. I'd probably be more concerned about going out of my mind because I'm isolated in my home by myself. I probably would have lost my mind a long time ago. So there's that. Let me go check the levels on this one more time. This is just going to be a short live stream. Yes, the Kung Flu. Rashid says, did the bars open or still not yet open? No bars are open. No bars are going to be open for quite a while, I believe. The circumstance has been extended until June 15th. Restaurants are only takeout. You can only get takeout or delivery. Born Nomad says, deep breath, you're in the PH. Yeah, I got to take a deep breath. I got to start doing meditation or something. I got to start doing something. Because there's no medical stuff here. Sek Guru says, thanks for all your excellent videos. Well, thank you. Well, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. I'm glad my art is finally appreciated. Brian Louderback says, how do you spell your wife's name? I feel bad spelling it wrong, Ned. It's okay. Everybody spells it wrong. It's Chichay. 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 I just call her wonderful. The Kung Flu. Greetings from Orlando, Donald Collins. Yeah, I don't want to keep this too long. Donald Collins says, greetings from Orlando, home of a brand new curfew. Kuya Kano says, big brother, big white brother, big American brother. Says Palawan is opening up restaurants and movie theaters. Almost back to normal here. Yeah, it's back to normal in Palawan because y'all sent them here. Freaking Kuya Kano. I'm just kidding. Yes, I'm kidding. Yeah, and because I'm lazy and I don't want to, watch YouTube videos on how to do this, I think you can get an app and you just put your headphones on and you just go along with the app and you do your transcendental meditation and just try to slow yourself down, try to be in the moment, try to be in the now, stuff like that. I got to do something like that. So again, I hope everybody is well, everybody is staying safe. Everybody is making the best of a bad situation. And again, at some point in the future, we're going to all be able to look back on this and maybe not laugh, but at least, say, wow, that was quite the experience. And also adding to my anxiety this afternoon, and I wasn't even, after seeing this, I wasn't even going to do this live stream because this live stream sounds so petty in comparison. There's a certain city in Minnesota that is dealing with some civil unrest right now. And there's some video going around, and it's real video. I thought at first it was a fake video. Maybe it was a training video for the police. But it shows, and it looks like an up-armored Humvee. It looks like a Humvee that's been given additional armor. It goes by this private residence in this nice, looks like a nice neighborhood in the city in Minnesota. And there's these police all dressed up in their military TAC uniforms, spec ops and all that. And they're screaming, get in your house, get in your house, get in your house, get in your house. And I guess there's a curfew there for public. You can't be in public places. But this is a private community they're going through. And they're screaming at everybody. And there's people on their front porch, far away from the street where these police are going. And then they start firing off rounds. And at first, because it's, paint rounds are also loud. And it's so loud on the video that you think they're shots that are fired. But they're not shots that are fired. I guess they're non-lethal paint rounds that were fired at them. But it's still kind of disturbing. It's not kind of disturbing. It's very disturbing to see that. Now, thinking about it further, maybe the police had gotten a call that there was maybe an armed suspect in the area and they were trying to get everybody safe. Maybe that's the reason that they did that and wasn't just for the enforcement of this curfew. I hope that's the case. But being, 10,000 miles away and seeing cities burn is also, it's just getting crazier and crazier and crazier. Donald Collins says, some people who are not protesting decided to loot stores near Mall of Millennia. So we are now under curfew. Yeah, man, this is like the Boston Tea Party on steroids. Oh, also, and I just found out a drinking associate. I won't say he was a friend of mine because it's not like we hung out or anything, but we did, drink and commiserate and all that stuff. I don't think he liked me much. I think he called me an overbearing tosser at one point. And he was I think he was younger than me, and just found out he passed away just suddenly. He had a fever and he passed away. And that was just, it's been a weird day. That's why I'm glad you guys are here, virtually, digitally, not actually able to interact with me in person, but in the chat over here. Go Bobo says it's no fun in New York. Yeah. Well, again, I just hope this all works out. And all right, enough of my crying and whining. And I just wanted to pass that information on my experience at the hospital today, which is, again, expectation management is something you constantly have to do. Living outside efficient, well-run first world countries that are actually now burning. So I don't even know what I'm talking about. All right, that's enough of this. Everybody stay well. I'll see you next time on My Philippine Dreams. Puppies, rainbows, and unicorns for everybody. And hope your doctor shows up. Peace. Bye.